Greetings and salutations. My name is Tish and welcome to the Artist Haven. In this video, I'm going to be making some accordion storage for my packaging labels that I have for when I sell things at market or our new location inside the Artisan Mercantile in Taylor, Texas. So I got all my things together. Let's get down to it. I've been cutting these out, and they're little. They're just little labels that I put on my packaging because I sell some book pages, I sell some coffee dyed pages or eco dyed pages, my coasters that I have that I like to do. But they're these little tiny labels, and I know me. I'm gonna lose these, or they're gonna get damaged, or whatever. So I'm trying to think of a way to store them, and I'm like, well, I'll make it a little accordion storage envelope thing, a little one that I can put all these in and have storage for them. And I want to take you along with me on that journey. It's also ABC April 2025, something put on by Crafting with Tony and Seven Plaza. So, A for accordion. I'm a few days behind because we did move into the shop on April 1st, and that's the same day that I found out about this challenge. So we're going to catch up. First thing with accordion folders is you want a heavyweight paper to be on the outside at the very least. So I've got some pieces of cardstock here. We're going to start with the blue and use that as our kind of prototype, and then we'll go back and we'll make a whole bunch more because that's how I roll. We just finished Mass McMarch, and I got sick. My allergies just kicked my butt. Thank you, Texas. So, um, so I didn't have a voice enough to even, and I'm still sniffly, but it's a lot better than it used to be. So I'm drinking a lot of tea and staying indoors, which I hate because I love being outside. Yeah, so let's start this off. This is 12 by 12 sheet, and let's start this off at, I think 3 inches is going to be too small to work with. So let's do 5 by 5, 5.5. So I want the front piece to be at least 3 inches tall. I think we'll be okay with one piece. So 3 inches tall. Okay. That's going to be the front cover, and you'll kind of see that after I fold this up. The front flap needs to be 4 plus whatever spine we have. So I've got between 3 and 8. I got 5 inches to work with, but the back side needs to be 4 as well. So we are going to have to put a cover on this because I want to have a wide base because I want to be able to fit all of my, well, not all of them, but like be able to categorize them. As far as like, this is for the art papers. So if I'm doing eco dyed and art papers and that kind of thing, I have them in one folder and then in another folder for another kind. So I can just know by color what I need to grab. So we're going to take and give this a 1.5 inch spine, bottom. I guess you could call it a spine. It's not really a spine. And then we're going to come up. So we're going to do 3 and over, and so we're going to do 4. So 4.5 plus 4 is 4.5. I haven't had enough caffeine today. 4.5 plus 4 is 8.5. Geez, Tish, come on. Basic math. Okay, and then we're going to do 1.5 again, so half would be 9 and 1 would be 10. And then while we have it down on the scoreboard, we're going to go back and score. Give me a moment. I need my spectacles so I can see the little dots. There we go. So we're going to go back and do every 1/4 inch. There we go, because this is going to be our foldy bit. And then this is going to come down, and then we'll just put a little something on there so it'll close. And I think we'll have it here. And then what you want to do is fold each one of these just kind of haphazardly. You don't want to super crease it. You just want to make this so it bends over. Just lightly press it for each one of these. Come on, fingers, don't fail me now. It's been a minute. I've been working on digitals and signage for the new shop and signage for market, and yeah, we're just gonna need like a strip in the front, I think, because oh, maybe not. I think we'll be okay. All right, cool. I think, yeah, cool. That's a 12 by 12 piece of paper. That's cool. Okay, then I've got some Velcro that will just use that Velcro as a closure. If you want to, you can do a brad and a little circle, but I think Velcro will just be exactly what I need. So let's cut this other one. You know what? I'm not even going to cut this other one. I'm just going to leave it with, no, we'll cut it because this is really crooked. This is the glue edge and it's really crooked. I'm sad now. So we're going to cut this one at 5.5 and we're just going to line it up here. Okay, I think I figured it out. Math and I are not friends, so yeah, especially before I've had any coffee. So I am going to cut these a little bit shorter. That's one thing that I learned. And because I cut them right at 3, I don't know what I was thinking. But there is our one pocket. And then for the other side, you just fold it the opposite way. So it just gets folded. Instead of starting here, you flip this side the other way. I'll show you in a minute. The strip that I cut it at 3 inches and 6 inches long. Actually, what I did is I just scored to 6 inches, folded it up, seeing if that worked, and it works. So if you want to go longer and make it more dividers, go right ahead. I mean, it's your project. You do you, boo. But this is just a scrap piece of paper, and so I'm going to put it in the scrap pile. We'll use it for something else. I found some papers that I'm going to use for the inside of this one and the green one. So they have to be 6 inches long. So this is 11 by 8.5 by 11, but I got to cut off the thing. So I got to be kind of smart on how I do this so I can get at least a few pockets out of it. We're going to cut off this end at 2 3/4 inches, or about 7 centimeters. And there we go. And then we'll cut this off at 6. Let's use some fun paper. These are printables that will be on my coffee page with a freebie. So it's fold pages. So I took some of my digitals and painted on them and then scanned them again because I just think they turned out really fun. I got my stamps out here. I got, since it's an alphabet challenge this month, I got RST and of course 456 because you know you gotta have some numbers with your letters. So we're gonna punch these corners. And then we're gonna flip it over. Now I suggest not stamping this when you have the folds in already because then the folds are gonna be accentuated. So I don't really care because this is for my office. So I'm good. Let's get this big guy out here. Next step is to score all our lines. So first off is to figure out what side you want to be your top piece. So this is how I want this to fold in. So this will be on this end. Okay, while we have the scoreboard out, we're going to take these and figure out what side we want to use. I think it doesn't really matter. We're going to score these. So we got ones for the blue and green and ones for the craft paper. So score these at every 1/2 inch. So what I do is just start folding this direction and fold it weavy wobby. And you can burnish your folds. I just squish them really good. Just to keep the integrity of the paper. Okay, so we have this one being that way. And then we want this one to be this way. So we fold it just slightly. I guess it's not really different. You can flip it over. But I want this edge to be here. So this edge needs to be here. And this edge needs to be here, like so. I'm going to try and do a new glue. This is Tombow Mono Liquid Glue Aqua. I don't know what kind of base it is, but it's clear. Again, Painted Raven. She tempted me with new product. So it said I had a fine tip and a bigger tip. So I was like, that'll be interesting. Let's start with the fine tip and see what we get. So this goes on this side. So we're going to put glue down. And then we'll set it down and line it up. And line it up as close to the edge as you can. Go. And then this one goes this way. All right, it's already stuck. That's kind of cool. All right, let's let that dry. Let's do the next one. Got our accordions in. Now we need to put the little dividers in. So the best way to do that is to take a ruler and go from this end to this end and make sure that they're, you know, lined up to where they need to be, and just confirm that you're looking at, because we cut these at 5.5, so 5.25. Actually, it's easier to do upside down for me. So 5.25 will fit inside. We cut these at 2 3/4, so we're going to cut these at 2 3/4, but first we're going to cut off this edge. All right, next step, we're going to cut, in the 3-inch ones, we're going to cut tabs. These ones I'm going to leave, and we'll put tabs on later, so if you don't have this punch, I can show you how that looks. Let's do 2. You know what we're going to do? I'm going to cheat a little. Where's my pencil? I lost it. No, I didn't. I just didn't put it back where I could see it. We're going to draw a line down the 2 mark, because that'll help save my eyes. And the thing about using a pencil is it's washable. Again, we're going to put this at the bottom. So I'm lining it up. There's a place where this line and this line meet, and I'm just putting the edge of the paper in right where those 2 lines meet. And then I'm just putting the edge of the paper to the 2 line, which isn't exactly straight, but it gives me the best course of action. So what I'm going to do now, take this little, I'm going to line this up with the corner here and the bottom here, and then I'm just going to score this, so that way I have a line to take my scissors and cut it straight. And then take my corner rounder and round that corner. I didn't cut that very straight, so we're going to fix that. There we go. And if you didn't really get that edge, you can just kind of snip it off like that. So we got 1. All right, so we got these all ready to go. And these, I'm just gonna round the top corners. So that on the bottom. Now we're going to glue these in. Or, excuse me. Now we're going to do that to all of these. Okay, the final step here, other than putting a closure on it. Now, if you're doing a swirligig closure, the button closure, then I would do that before you glued this piece on. Maybe in another video when I make these, I'm going to make some more that are a little bit smaller and a different style. So, but I wanted to do accordion folders to hold my stuff, so I figured I might as well turn on my camera. So what I like to do is put them in place. So I know where they're going to go, and then paper clip them. That edge might be interesting to try and paper clip, but we're going to try it anyway. There we go. That way, when you're gluing them in, it holds the accordion for you. This one's a little too long. See how it's bowing? So let's snip these down a little bit. Okay, so take the first one out. Actually, I think I might use our glitter glue because that dries just a smidge faster than that stuff does. So I lined it up, the edge of this, the end of the tab with the end of the accordion, and I did the same thing over here because they should be about the same height. And let's move to the next one. All right, while these dry, I kind of went ahead and finished this one. I put some of my stickers. These are the stickers that I put on my products for market and for the shop. And it works really great. I have two glued, I have two of these. I tried cutting it in half, but it didn't stick quite well enough because I wanted to have it in both places. So when it's not as full, it'll stay closed. And then when it gets really fat and full, because that's hopefully where I'll have it, because I'd like to have them all printed out and cut up and ready to go, so I don't have to do that all day long. But the other thing too is I added an extra 2 score marks, I think, because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So an extra 2 score marks. So that way I could have it a little bit more closed when it's not as full. So the stickers won't fall out because these are all going to go in my packaging toolbox. But I was also thinking, where'd that one go? We'll do this one this way. Let's take this paper clip off. I have another idea for closure because you can do the loop-de-loop, but there's something else we can do as well. Let's find half-ish. So 5 1/2, 2 3/4. Come a 1/2 inch down. That was pretty close. Okay. And take Punch a hole. Small one. Let's do a black one. There we go. It's not pretty on that side. The one thing we can do with that is take a little piece of washi tape and some glue stick. Oh, come on. So what I do is I take them, and these are just Velcro glue dots. So I take them and I fold them over because there's one fuzzy side and one hook side, and try to handle them as little as possible. And then I take it and I put it on this side first because I want it at a certain spot there, and then I can kind of line this up the way I want it here, and just smush it down. Give that a second to adhere. Do the same thing with these other two. Oh, not that one. I'm going to put 2 on this one. So I alternate between fuzzy and warm fuzzy and cold prickly. And just stick that on there again. And line it up. There we go. Got those 2 done. Let's get this one done, and by then that should be dry. Got some stretchy cord here. I'll do it in black to match the grommet. So what you want to do to measure this out is just wrap it around. Give yourself just a very little bit of wiggle room. That should be good. Make a little loop. Okay. It's probably tighter than I need it to be. And then we're going to take our awl, poke a little hole in here from the other side, and give it a good squish. There we go. And push this through. I always do it twice. Well, I try to do it twice. There we go. There we go. And it just goes around like that. There we go. And that one's done too. So I showed you 2 ways to do closures. You get the elastic, stretchy elastic. I got that stretchy elastic at the Dollar Tree before, so I know you can get it there. Velcro dots you can get pretty much anywhere. I get mine at the Painted Raven because I always forget to pick them up whenever I'm at Michael's or anywhere else for that matter. You can get them at the hardware store. And we have tabs on the inside. So these cute little tabs. And then we have ones that don't have tabs, and I was going to show you. So I've got these tab the little whale tails, and I've got little square ones too. I just don't have them on my desk right now. There is this template on my Ko-Fi coffee. It is free. Download it. Decoupage. Collage on the back side of it. Cut them out. There you go. If you have a tab punch, you can punch them out there. You can do something as simple as grabbing your box of square bits. I did a video on this too, just different squares. So you can take some of your square bits here. So grab a scissors somewhere. Oh, it's gonna be one of those days. So I'm just gonna fold that in half. Ish. Didn't need that one. Take a glue. Let's use the wide side of the Tombow. Let's see what happens. Well, that's kind of slick. There's a little thing for it. Huh. Take a little glue here. Put your tab on. I should have started it from the other side. It's okay. Should have started done. Okay, so if you do this, do one side, then the other side, then find the middle of those two because they're a little off kilter, but I'm okay with that because this is for my office, as I've said before. But you got little tabs. Easy peasy. If you found inspiration in this, let me know in the comments below or tag me on Instagram with a photo of what you created because I'd really like to see, because that's what we are on this big internet web, is a family, a community, and we cheer each other on and we inspire each other and we support each other. I love you guys. I hope you have someone to say I love you to, you know?